LeBron James has informed the Lakers he will sign elsewhere for the 2026-27 season. The era is officially over. But before you write the franchise's obituary, we have to look past the marquee name and check the balance sheet. Once this $59.5 million cap hold dissolves, it leaves the Lakers with $52 million in actionable cap space. This creates a rare window to reconstruct the rotation, moving forward with Luka Dončić and Reaves as the definitive top two players. To make that work, this $52 million has to address three specific deficits: point-of-attack wing defense, a stable starting center, and reliable bench depth. LeBron's exit forces a necessary structural reset. The Lakers have to move from an inflexible, top-heavy roster to a deep, highly targeted ecosystem. The immediate question for the front office is how to deploy that capital. They can try swinging for a single high-priced star, or they can play the margins for specialized role players. We'll use an ROI matrix to map these targets. The y-axis tracks impact on Luka's playstyle, while the x-axis measures overall acquisition risk. This cost includes the player's salary, the draft picks required for a trade, and the long-term trade-off in cap flexibility. Misallocating space threatens to push the team over the NBA's second apron, a strict penalty threshold that paralyzes a team's ability to make future moves. Protecting Dončić defensively while punishing the inevitable double teams on the other end requires a highly specific type of versatile wing. The first primary target on the board is a familiar face, Rui Hachimura. As an unrestricted free agent, the Lakers can sign him using straight cap space. That requires zero trade capital. He already knows the system and has shot over 40% from three in each of the past 3 seasons. The trade-off is his defense. He lacks the elite lateral quickness needed at the point of attack. This chart places Hachimura firmly in the low-cost, moderate-impact quadrant. For a higher defensive ceiling, the Lakers have looked into Lu Dort. Acquiring him requires a trade. The Lakers would likely have to package DeAndre Ayton's $8.1 million expiring salary along with future draft picks. On the floor, his elite 3-and-D profile covers Luka's defensive blind spots on the perimeter. The friction is entirely on the Thunder side. Oklahoma City has already cleared enough money to sit safely under the second apron, meaning they have no financial pressure to make this deal. Because Oklahoma City doesn't need to move him, the leverage shifts, significantly inflating Dort's relative acquisition risk and cost on our matrix. Dort offers superior perimeter defense, but Hachimura's zero asset price tag makes him the mathematically safer investment for a roster needing stable depth. We see a similar dynamic at the center position. Luka's pick-and-roll volume mandates a vertical lob threat and an elite rebounder. The highest profile target on the market is Detroit's restricted free agent, Jalen Duren. To get him, the Lakers would have to submit a massive offer sheet, one designed to convince Detroit that matching the contract is too expensive for their long-term books. He brings all-star talent, but an oversized contract triggers severe long-term cap restrictions for a player whose game showed some cracks during last year's playoffs. When we update our matrix, this chart drops Duren into the extreme high-cost, high-risk, and high-impact zone. There is a more strategic alternative in New York, Mitchell Robinson. The Knicks have a specific financial vulnerability. They currently sit just $21 million under the second apron, a threshold their ownership has historically avoided. The Lakers can exploit this by offering Robinson a deal starting at the $15 million non-taxpayer mid-level exception. That specific number pushes New York right up against the apron boundary. It effectively forces them to let their primary rebounder walk, and the Lakers don't surrender a single trade asset. Mapping Robinson onto our matrix reveals a highly efficient acquisition path with maximum system impact and zero lost draft capital. Using $52 million to exploit another front office's financial fears yields a better return on investment than engaging in a brute force bidding war for a restricted free agent. This chart compares the two ultimate realities the Lakers face. On the left, the high-risk roster built around Duren. On the right, the optimized roster securing Robinson and Hachimura. Allocating funds to a single player like Duren eradicates the team's bench depth and drags the franchise dangerously close to severe luxury tax penalties. The optimized path is different. Securing Robinson and Hachimura keeps the total cap sheet cleanly under the second apron. On the floor, that translates to an elite vertical lob threat, reliable 40% perimeter shooters, and vital offensive continuity. fans will have to accept one primary trade-off. This roster completely lacks a traditional Big Three marquee name. Under the restrictive rules of the new collective bargaining agreement, chasing 3 max contract stars almost always results in a shallow bench and zero maneuverability. Rather than buying a third star, the current math favors acquiring specific, complementary parts that combine into a high-functioning rotation. By playing the financial margins and prioritizing return on investment over name recognition, the Lakers can construct an ecosystem designed specifically for Luka Dončić to dominate the West.